Aloha, my name is Aaron Oya, and today we're going to talk about fret dressing and bound fretboards. In discussing fret dressing, we're not going to talk about leveling the frets or crowning the tops of the frets. What I'd like to focus on specifically is the fret ends and dressing the ends of the frets. Traditionally, and when fretboards are fretted, you'll see the ends of the fret wire on the edge of the fretboard. Now, ukulele have been around a long time, and we build in a humid environment over here. But as these instruments travel and maybe go to a drier climate, and this could be any instrument actually, wood will move and wood will shrink. And what happens is you'll find that the fret wire ends up protruding from the edge of the fretboard. And then it can poke you on the bottom side or top side when you're strumming or you're playing. It can be a very uncomfortable situation for the player. Now, one option to help alleviate that is to actually bind the fretboard. So what that means is we'll take a piece of wood and we'll put it on the edge of the fretboard to cover up the fret tang specifically, because that's the sharp part of the fret wire. And in order to do that, there's different ways to do it. There's different tools to do it. You can buy them, and we'll end up cutting off the end or the bottom section of the fret tang. We'll install it, press it in, pound it in, whatever have you, and then the fret wire will actually hang over the binding or the bound part of the fretboard. Now, as wood moves, as humidity or lack of humidity affects shrinkage of the wood, the tang of the fret wire is now on the inside. So there's almost no chance for that fret wire to protrude out and cause issues for the player. And that is based on this piece of wood called the binding here on the edge. Now, that's not all we do to it. In a production environment, and most of us will go ahead and we'll bevel the edge of the fret. Maybe we'll hit it. There's a number of tools that we can do to go ahead and dress the fret ends. Production environments, they may have tooling to soften the edge so it's not sharp. But as custom builders, we can actually spend, and we should spend, more time in dressing the fret ends. I know one builder, we call it geometric shapes. He'll go ahead and throw in all kinds of different shapes on the fret end to assist the players in having a nice, smooth finish on the end. Now, when I finish an instrument and or I hand an instrument over to a player or somebody tests out an instrument, first thing I'll tell them to do is run their fingers down the edge of the fretboard. And just to bring to their attention that I, as a custom builder, has spent a lot of time to pay attention to the ends of the fret, and we've dressed the fret and smoothed it out and thrown different shapes, and it's just a nice soft, and I don't want to say soft, it's just a nice smooth feel on the edges of the frets. Now, there's a shape that's come out over recent years called semi-hemispherical fret ends, where you will actually make the end of the fret round. So there's no bevel that gets put in a softened bevel. It's actually half of a hemisphere, so it's actually round. You can do some research on that. I've done a few of those. It's extremely time consuming to do. Not one that I look forward to doing, but it's something that's out there. Not a make or break for players. If you can get a semi-hemispherical fret end, great. If not, my opinion, should not be a make or break feature of an instrument, but it's a nice feature to have. That being said, well-dressed frets with a bound fretboard, not only functional in nature, but it's also a nice, in my opinion, I think we all agree, to have a nicely bound fretboard dressed properly is a nice feature set to have in a custom instrument.